Does anyone here really love their past self? Or do you hate who you were? Hate what you did? See, I'm not here to speak to just those who are lost, but for you who is saved, yet unable to heal. Even now, you think back to who you once were, you're repulsed, enraged, and travail at the thought that while you were with them, entangled in their bed, the presumption of love was abruptly dead. And so you still feel guilty, unable to heal. Or maybe your father was all that you feared. And as rain beat your back, the sun disappeared, and your spirit still rots, your soul won't revive, and yes, you're still here, but when he left, you died. And you sit here, defeated, unable to heal. For some of you here, it wasn't even your fault. You lay unconscious, unable to call, but your body's still scarred, and you cannot see why. Your mind still goes back there. Whenever you're touched, their hand somehow grips you, you want to throw up, but it still hasn't healed. Or maybe in your story, you're all alone. And while you were abandoned, tossed like a rock, your rock was shaky. Your foundation was not a place where you'd rest, but a place to detest, because the thoughts were too loud, your mind was a mess, so you gave up that night. The police did what they could, because the pills didn't work and the rope didn't fix the scars on your mind that still lie unhealed. Or maybe for you, you were tied to a screen, tied to a shame that you tried to release, tied to a chain, unable to leave, and you thought you were free, but last night you went back to the sinful defeat, and so here you sit, weary, unable to heal. For some of you here, you're plagued by who you might like. You had feelings for this person, but you were afraid of what they'd say, so you buried it all, and you know that you're saved, but you still hate yourself, and you cannot feel healed. So you might hate who you were, but he loved you first, not just at your top, at your very worst. Because while you were in their bed, in your head, couldn't breathe, couldn't think, couldn't see, fighting tears, fighting knives, fighting fears, fighting here, losing fights, man, you were almost going to take your life, addicted, afflicted, condemned, and evicted while you were still sinning, far from winning. A man saw your face and thought it worth coming, thought it worth dying, and thought it worth living, thought it worth tears, and thought it worth years of a life here on earth for your troubled face. You see, what he saw on the cross wasn't only you now, it was you way back when, in the midst of the fall. That's when his love was greatest of all. So you think you hate the sin, but you really hate yourself. You hate who you were because you hate what you did. So my question for you, who's dying to heal, do you love your past self the way he's always loved you?